Okay, so we're back again. Now, I've smoothed out as much as I could on the face, and as I said, this is a continual thing. You'll be smoothing the whole time you're sculpting. Just got a bit of something there I didn't want. Sorry about that. Now, this is where we're at. And what I've decided to do is slightly increase the tops of the eyes by placing a little bit of clay there. Also, you can see what I meant about the brows giving expression to the baby. If I push in towards the centre, the baby looks like it's frowning. If I smooth that out, it's a more sweet expression, a more relaxed expression. Now, I shall leave it as is at the moment. I always make up my mind towards the end as to which expression the baby will have. These videos primarily were made, as were my first lot, for my sister to learn from, Mary. And I taught her how to sculpt with the first lot of videos, which I did on DVD then, and sent them to her place. Now, because I've got the YouTube channel, she can access them from here. But you're all quite welcome to view them as well. The little nose here at the moment is questionable whether I'm going to leave it that size or increase the size. What I'm waiting to do is put the mouth in and judge then, because I always do a lot of alterations after I've done one thing or another. Okay, so what we're going to do the little eyes first. We'll get a tiny bit of clay and roll it up into a ball, a small ball. I noticed when I played back the video, in one particular part I said, oh, it's about the size of a small pea, and then I look at the rolled out clay in my hand. I thought, oh no, I meant to say it was about the size of a small grape. But anyway, excuse me, we didn't end up using that, so that was okay. That mistake didn't make any effect on anyone. This may actually be a little bit too small, so I'm going to add a little bit more to it. And you will get to know by the feel of things whether they're going to be too small or too big. That all comes with experience. And you know, you will get it as long as you hang in there. And be kind to yourself. Know that everybody who is doing any type of art didn't start off perfect. We all started the same way. And we all made the same mistakes. I'm going to place the half ball, the straight side down, the curved side on the top. So it goes like so. And yes, you will cover up where the slits were. As I said earlier, they were there for my guidance more than anything else. We'll worry about shaping the eye as well in a minute. So we're just going to put this here. Okay. Should have had my nails done. I haven't had time to scratch my head, let alone manicure nails. But anyway, look a bit funny. I'm going to get my small stylist and I'm just going to make the shape of an eye. The eye obviously is not connected to the nose. There should be a little partition there. There we go. Bring this down. And we can always adjust the size in a minute. Do the same to this one. Same way, but holding it differently. And come in this way. If you hear some strange noises there in the background. It's John putting up a couple of little cabinets for me in the bathrooms. Noise cannot be helped. Ignore it. And get our pin tool. Geez, my tool's overused and not cleaned. Just as well I don't dirty clay with it. We're going to come down a little bit lower than what we were before. So the opening will be just about there. And you can see by the addition, no you can't because I'm up here, of the extra little clay has made it a little bit more visible that there is an eyeball under there, if that makes any sense. So now we just do the same for this side. Bring the clay across. And that's what she or he looks like at the moment. We're going to come back and we're going to put more forehead there later on. So it'll, again, take the eyes down a fraction, like in other words, not quite as big. But that's for later. Now we're going to get onto the mouth. I think I've got a frog in my throat. Should really leave this until tomorrow. Take a little piece of clay. And as I said, every single procedure that I showed you today here is not applied the same way to each and every baby. They all have, there's so many different methods that you can use when sculpting. And sometimes you even combine methods. So it's completely different to what you already had seen if you were just watching to learn. Here we go. It's a bit better. I always find something else when I'm supposed to be doing something else. So we just roll it out into a little sausage. And turn it into a little U, depending on whether you want your baby. Anyway, I'd still do a little U and then adjust. So there's one method of doing it, and there's another method of doing the mouth as well. Add a little bit more clay, roll it into a ball, pinch it, the top part. Am I in focus? Okay, pinch the top part and the bottom part, squash it on your glass, and this is what you get. Then you take your baby and you put the flat side just underneath the nose, like so. And then you sort of squeeze on the bottom, press in, sorry, with your little finger or a tool, and then you just take your colour shaper and spread that on the top. So that's one way of making them, okay? If you wanted a open mouth baby, I wouldn't suggest this way. I'd suggest the way I showed you in the first place. So, and then you shape the top lip with your shaper. I'm doing it very roughly here, so just to give you an idea, see, that's that. Then this one, you bring it down because it's going to be part of your bottom lip. Or you can create a tongue. You can leave that there and put the bottom lip on the bottom. Okay? So it's not that hard to do a tongue. Get rid of the seams on the sides. Now remember, your mouth should not exceed the corner of your eye. So the corner of the eye, your mouth should come here. Okay? Mine was a little bit big. Okay, and the same with the other one over here. And then just making the lips. So just opening them up a little bit, roll up slightly and gently with your thumb or finger, whatever suits. And this side. That side. And then I'm just going to leave this as a tongue, I think. No, I've done babies a lot with tongues. I'm going to use it as part of the bottom lip. Always remember too that babies don't have teeth, so you're not going to have the bottom jaw, lips, whatever, extending or equal to the top lip. It'll always be slightly undershot, so the baby's going to have that undershot, meaning that the teeth, jaws, whatever, are under the top lip. I'm not happy with the way that's looking up here, but I can fix that, okay? At the moment, I'm just concentrating on lips. Okay, so we get a little bit more, tiny amount, and roll that out. And then just place it on the bottom part. Get another tool, it's a dental tool by the way, and just sort of shape the bottom lips. Right, like that. Got your little tongue there if you want it. If you don't, just blend it into the bottom lip. So I'm going to blend it in because I've got a lot with little tongues and things, other babies. So I'm just pushing down the clay to indicate there's a slightly open mouth there. Good thing for that is your stylus, not a very big one obviously, and you just get to smooth inside the mouth. Okay, it's also, the stylus is also good for corners of the lips. There. Just smooth that out. And honestly, I don't know what expression or what they're going to look like when I'm doing them. It could be anything. And as I said, if I'm not happy, it'll all get undone. And I'll start again. I've done that before today. Get this lip down. This one's not to my liking. Alright, fix that. Okay. Just like that. Like that. You can even use the stylus to smooth out underneath the lip. And you tend to fiddle a lot of times with different aspects. I've had it where I'm thinking that's really going to need a squeeze down, swash out, whatever, and start again. And yet, after fiddling with it for a few minutes or more, usually or more, it takes its turnaround, and I quite like it. So, and in fact, some of the best ones I've done have been accomplished in that way. So yeah, never give up. Just keep trying. And the more you fiddle around with it, the more familiar you become with how it is looking in your mind's eye. Okay, so I think it's going to make it look better here is if we fix that top part a little bit. So we get another little piece of clay. And squeeze it down. Or rather roll it into a little half snake. I'll put it down. All the way down. And here. On this side. And that side. You know, it's horrible when I know someone's watching. I make so many mistakes that I normally would not have done. I don't know why. Right down like that. And here. And here. And we're getting there. My little baby is looking like a bit of a sad baby now. So we just change it a bit in a minute. Just keep fiddling with it until you're happy with how it looks. So I could fiddle with the mouth for ages and ages and ages until I finally get something that I'm happy with. Okay. So I'm not going to keep fiddling here because it's wasting time. You're just watching me. You just fiddle for as much as you need to make that mouth look good for you. What I will tell you with this particular baby is that we may... no, I'm not going to add... I was going to add some more to the nose, but I think I'll leave it as is. Okay, and smooth. And before I go to complete this, or get ready for the next step, is not to forget to put in the philtrum, or angel's touch as some call it. Okay, I'll just show you where that is, and then I'll work on the lips a little bit more. Take your stylus or your colouring colour tool, whatever. I don't know why they call it that. It doesn't colour anything. Colour shaper, I don't know why they call it that. And on top of the lips, and in between where the two nostrils will be, or if there are already, you can do it then too. Take your philtrum and just slightly indent, just under the nose, in the middle, on on top of the top of the lip. You don't really need it too deep, and if it comes out too deep, just fix it with this tool. And I'm going to use this tool also to open the mouth up a little bit and smooth the bottom lip. Also, while I'm here, I'll remind you to put on and show you how to put the nursing blister on. And that only applies to babies that are suckling from a bottle or breast or whatever, and it fades away once their suckling is over and done with. It. I'm not taking any more bottles or breastfeeding, so just still trying to accommodate these lips. You get a tiny, so tiny, like a pinhead tiny amount of clay conditioner. Go to the middle of the lips and right under the angel's touch, or we just put in. And then just take your colour shaper and just roll it down. Make sure it's in the centre. And this is important too because it adds to the realism, this detail. Okay. And how you sculpt your tiny babies, it's exactly the same way for their larger counterparts. And whatever techniques you use on them, you use on these ones, or vice versa. Okay. So I'm just going to work on these lips a little bit longer and I'll be back.